we've seen on Instagram that you've posted a bunch of videos, right? You're back in the gym. You're obviously kind of pushing that message that you're training hard. Can you say hand on heart now that you're the dedicated fighter that you always thought you should be?
I am, you know, and I know Manny Robles was talking stuff that I didn't do this, I didn't do that in the gym, and I admitted it, you know, and in the fight as well. But now there needs to be a new Andy. There needs to be a new change. So that's why I kind of wanted to change trainers and, you know, just stay focused. And, you know, I made history and I want to make history again. So.
You refer to the comments by Manny Robles. We're just going to, for the viewers' interest, just so that they know what you're talking about as well. Here's what he had to say.
He doesn't listen. You know, Andy doesn't listen. Andy doesn't listen to anybody. And, you know, so Andy's a great guy, man. He's a great fighter. But he's got to hold himself, he's got to learn to hold himself accountable. You know what I mean? He's got to learn and look and stare at himself in the mirror and say, hey, listen, I need to change. You know, because it's easier to point fingers. It's, like I said, it's easy to remove people and say, well, it was his fault, it was his fault. No, it's your fault. Take the blame yourself and grow up.
I mean, this was your guy in your corner, right? Did that hurt?
It did hurt a little bit, you know, and he just said to tell the truth and admit it, and that's exactly what I did after the fight.
A lot of people are still disappointed in Andy Ruiz. If you don't know the story, he lost in the rematch to Anthony Joshua. When did that fight? Lord knows, I forgot when that fight took place. I'm sorry. I'm T-Street Controversy with FightFu360.com. His last fight was in December of 2019. Remember, Corona hit in March of 2020. It has been confirmed by Boxing Scene and hardcores. We've been hearing this for quite some time, that Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola was happening. A lot of people thought it was a joke. I didn't. But now it is look like it's going to be confirmed, not fully official yet, not officially announced, but Boxing Scene, Jake Donovan, one of the most credible sources if you can ever come across. It looks like it's going to happen. Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola on pay-per-view. April the 24th of 2021. Pay-per-view. When was the last time two fighters coming off of a loss headlined a pay-per-view? Chris Arreola, let's go full screen here. Chris Arreola's last win was it was in a dark match, wasn't it? Wasn't this the fight where it wasn't televised? On the undercard of Spence versus Garcia? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that fight televised? It may have been. I don't remember. But his last fight was a loss in August of 2019 against Adam Kownacki. By the way, Chris Arreola is going to be 40 years old this Friday, March the 5th. Headlining pay-per-view. Yeah, okay. Two Mexican fighters. I think it's understandable that it has been rumored or whatever that Andy Ruiz commands a lot of money, makes a lot of money. And he just can't fight on no regular TV or on no undercards anymore. After all, he did pull one of the biggest upsets in recent memory. After all, he did headline a super mega event in Saudi Arabia. Former unified champion. He's got that big house, that big mansion. He's training now with Eddie Reynoso with the power stable of Canelo, Oscar Valdez, Martinez, Ryan Garcia. So he's expected to perform. Now, he will perform against a Chris Arreola. In fact, let's go back down memory lane. I'm T-Street Controversy with FightFu360.com. We're going to do a jump cut. We're going to be right back. Please subscribe.
I tried to follow it up, but I was throwing 2 punches instead of 3, 4. If I did that, it would have been maybe a knockout, but Chris is a great fighter, so congrats to him for staying up 12 rounds. And
this was Arreola's last fight.
He's 38 and he still can hang. I don't know if he will retire, because after a fight like that, I'm sure the fans will like to see him again.
We're going to talk to Chris in just a second.
CompuBox record for most punches thrown. Chris Arreola and Adam Kownacki. It was a very, very, very good fight. But the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Arreola can't hang with Andy Ruiz. He's going to get sparked out. Now, I heard a long time ago an interview, and I wish I knew where it is. It's probably buried on ESN somewhere, where Chris Arreola is in preparation for a fight and talking about how, you know, he's going to be fighting for a long time because he owed Al Heyman so much money. It's an interview out there. I wish I knew where it was. And this is one of those situations where I feel, is this like a cash out type deal? You know, like, all right, here's your final big payday. Pay me the money that you owe us, PBC, Al Heyman, and then here's a little something for yourself. But what is a pay-per-view like this going to do? We already have now 2 pay-per-views, not fully official confirmed, that if they are standalone pay-per-views, meaning if Teofimo Lopez versus Kambosos doesn't fall on the Tyson versus Jones card, that ain't nobody buying that pay-per-view. What do they think is going on out here? What do they think is going on? And when it comes to this fight, is it like a pander toward Mexican fans? Because Mexican fans ain't dumb. And let me tell you something. I'm half black, half Irish, and half Mexican. And I found out last week from ancestry that I got a little bit of Turkish with blood up in me. So what do they think they're gonna do? Pander like to listen? Chris Arreola's gonna be 40 years old. And let me tell you something. Huge Chris Arreola supporter. By the way, he's on Fight Night Champion. We need a new boxing game, but boxers and managers be on some bullshit. Back in the day, I went on the record to say, yo, I think Chris Arreola gonna knock out fucking Vitaly Klitschko. Wrong. I was close to saying that, yo, all he gotta do is catch Wilder once. Wrong. The press conference between him and Bermain Stavern 2 was one of the best you'll probably ever see. Exciting. In fact, we'll take another jump cut because this is the only way I'm going to support people paying $75 for this fight is if they have a fucking fire-ass press conference like this.
So, I know Chris liked to talk. I'll give him the mic so he could, what he do best, talking. You know, I don't have any excuses.
Don't feel like we at
but
church.
If you think for 1 minute that I could knock you out the last fight, you wrong and so wrong. You're wrong. What you didn't know is that was the plan, to whoop your ass. Not to knock you out, but to whoop you. This fight, I'm gonna drop you. You're gonna get up. I'm gonna whoop you, then I'm gonna knock you out. You can look, you can have that silly face you have right now. That don't matter. In the back of your mind, you know. You know. I swear to God, you know. You know what's gonna happen. Making sure here for people, look at me and shit. Stare at me, it don't matter. Because in that ring, the mouth of yours, I'm gonna shut it down. And this time it ain't no joke. This time ain't no joke. I'm gonna take your head off. Whatever you give me, I'm gonna take it off. You can lose all the weight you want, it don't matter. You can be in shape all you want, it don't matter.
I still get hyped when I see this press conference. All right, if they have a press conference, I know they won't though. Because I don't think Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola gonna talk shit to each other, but you gotta see how mad Chris Arreola got. This is a little blast from the past. I know this is, overtime, but we're gonna talk about more about the fight. We got a couple minutes to chew, but this is funny.
Ain't this a beautiful thing? Some kind of excitement in boxing, some kind of excitement from Maine for once. Now I got my buds blowing right now. Dude.
You never see, you didn't see it
Yeah.
yet.
Anyways.
You're going to see after the fight, you're going to be like, oh man, I lost because I lost too much weight. There's always an excuses, motherfucker. After the fight, he's going to be like, well, I traded too much, I lost too much weight. This one before he broke my nose. Motherfucker, I broke your fucking nose.
I know you broke my nose.
And I'll break it.
I told you. I said you broke my nose, dog. I'm the one who said you broke my nose. I said it.
Then you said you in the best of your shape.
Now I am.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You know what?
We got too much coffee.
Let's just say this, man.
Too much. You drink too much.
Come this tent. Fuck yeah, I drink them. I'll drink you out the table any day, also, man. Shit. I'll drink, and then this Saturday, I'ma fuck you up. That's a gut honest truth. You'll see this Saturday, man. You'll see this Saturday. Man, I ain't scared. Ain't nobody scared of you. Trust me, bro. Trust me. You'll see this Saturday.
Once you get cracked, you gonna realize.
I got cracked plenty of times, bro.
Yeah, that was a fire press conference. Go watch it on your own time. No, it's just that was 2014. Since then, let's go look at it. Since then, that was his WBC title shot. Remember, this is the WBC title that Wilder took off of Bermane Stavern. This is the one that Klitschko dropped. It's the one that Klitschko dropped. Vitaly. Isn't he still the mayor of Kiev? Now Fury has it. So, after losing to Bermane Stavern, Curtis Harper, remember Curtis Harper, this was PBC on Spike. He the one that fought Efe Ajagba and walked out and had some bullshit going on at the weigh-in. It's a lot of misinformation or disinformation about that story. Fred Cossie, this was also a good-ass fight. I don't remember, though, who won this fight. I covered this fight, but I don't remember. I should pull up the clip for y'all, but I'm not going to bore you. I do have a post-fight video for this back from 2015. Wow. Travis Kaufman, I covered this fight. These were three exciting fights for him, but as you can see, a no contest. What did he fail the drug test for? Was this weed? Was this pot? I think it might have been pot. Then he got sparked out by Deontay Wilder. That was the uppercut, wasn't it? Then he went on his rebuilding path right here. And then for Kownacki, now he's fighting on pay-per-view. What? How did they condone this? I mean, you couldn't give us a better fight on pay-per-view? Like, with Andy Ruiz? I mean, honestly, I would have took Charles Martin. I mean, I see what they're going for. The Mexican money. But, you know, people not stupid. Like, what are they doing? None of it makes no sense. Like, especially when you look at, like, yo, y'all could have did fucking Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz on pay-per-view. You could have did fucking, listen, I know, but people would have maybe, like, accepted a little bit more. These are two fighters coming up for losses. I don't give a fuck how high-profile losses they were. Doesn't help that Adam Kownacki went on to lose to Robert Helenius after that. You couldn't give us... Listen, I'm just saying, this don't make no sense. But who am I kidding around? I'm going to cover the fight. Let's see what the undercard is going to look like. Now, if this is the main event, you're a goddamn fool if you think that this undercard is going to be good. It's going to be some shit like, oh, so this is the real fight. You're a damn fool. Let's see, though. Maybe we can get a Rigondeaux versus somebody like a Neary or some shit, or Danny Roman versus a Neary or whatever. They've been flirting around. PBC got a nice little 118 and 122 pound stable building. Let's see if they can give us something there. I know I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but let's see if they can give us, something there. Also, expect for Canelo to be in the building. They're going to try to sell that shit. Canelo, beats Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo goes on to fight Caleb Plant, So, Canelo and Andy Ruiz or stable mates, could be. But anyway, I'm T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. And of course, once we get more details, going to be doing a live stream and providing full coverage. So you know how I get down. Even though I'm going to be, I can't really condone it being pay-per-view. Nonetheless, I'm going, that's my Alexa, stop. Nonetheless, I'm still going to cover it. So who am I to sit here and, I'm going to cover it. And I'm probably going to be hyped when it happens. That's fucked up. But let's see, though. Let's see how people feel about it. But with these two pay-per-views already on the docket, And then you got the Jake Paul joint, then the Mike Tyson joint, whenever that's supposed to be. If that's not with the Cambosos versus Teofimo, I don't know, man. They asking too much with these pay-per-views. They begging people to stream him almost. Anyway, I'm T Street Controversy with FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.